Okay.
But this is one more podcast. This is episode 7, finally. I'm Gavin. We have a guest, which is Coltan, and our newest member. I'm going to let
Hello.
her introduce herself so I don't butcher the name.
Shaylin.
Jalen? Okay.
Yes.
She's joining us on the team for the filming. Coltan is my best friend from my old hometown.
Oh, it's old now, is it?
Well, I mean, I've been down here for like 3 years.
So you calling 3-year-olds old?
Well, I'm calling you old. I haven't seen you in 3 years.
You have to. You have seen me in 3 years.
2 years.
Closer to a year at most.
You think?
Still too long. Bastard.
Yeah, still too long. But the way I like to start this is we do small talk. We're just going to talk about what's been going on in our lives. And then we will also go to I'll ask questions about movies and stuff like that. Colton is going to do some of the music for one of the movies. I've talked to him about it. I need to get that done so I can send it to him.
Yeah, I need to know what I'm working with so I know what I'm making.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to make music for something that you don't know anything about.
Well,
That's very true.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It has been a minute since I've done the podcast, so we've been busy trying to get investors. But we'll do small talk. How's everyone's morning going?
Pretty name. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. If I sound like I'm yelling, I'm gonna apologize in advance. I lost temporary hearing in my right ear, so now apparently I'm just screaming at everybody so I can hear myself talk.
No, you sound fine to me, so.
Okay,
But
okay, cool.
I'm also deaf as hell, so I don't know.
As long as you don't think I'm yelling, we're good.
Colton, I know you said that you've been having to look for a job.
Yeah, so it all starts back when I was working for a plumbing company. Since we're on a podcast, I'm gonna exclude the name there. But I was working for a plumbing company, and come to find out, my license, out of the 9 months that I was working for that company, 6 of those months, my license was on suspension, and I didn't even know. And so one way I found out was that got into a small fender bender due to some bad drivers and causing a car pile up. And of course, I'm at the butt end of it all. So, cop comes up. I'm in a company vehicle, so no matter how small the damage is, I gotta file a police report, company policy. Police comes back and he goes, "Hey man, so did you know your license suspended?" I was like, "You know what?" So that started the whole shenanigan circus show, and company boss said, "You're good. I'm not gonna fire you. Just ride with so and so on Monday, because this happened on a Friday." Okay. Monday comes around, I help him finish off a job site that he's been trying to get closed for like multiple weeks. So in one day, I help him close it. And then moving forward, as we're going home that afternoon, get a phone call from the other boss. "You're fired." I was like, sweet. Fast forward 2 months later, I finally said, "Screw it. I'll settle for any job." So I got a job at Texas Road. I did that for about 5 months, and then I finally had enough of that. So the boss threatened me, was saying like he had a replacement. Let me clarify when I say threaten. He didn't like threaten me physically. He just said like, "I'm already hiring somebody to replace you. I need to know if you're in or out." We're already hiring the guy. What does it matter what I say? I'm out. I mean, that's a pretty obvious answer there, buddy.
Right.
Well, I needed you today. Well, should have thought about that before you open your mouth, huh? Easy. You won't get mad at me because I got a nail in the back tire and I gotta fix the tire before I can go anywhere. Like, what to do? What do you want me to do? Well, why don't you just let somebody come pick you up? Because I don't want all these people knowing where I live. I don't know everybody's intentions. I ain't gonna let them know where my house is. And the one guy you're trying to send is my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. No. No. No.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I'm like, no way, dude. You're not. No. No, 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 no. No. Well, what about my wife? No, I don't want your wife coming to my house. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
I'm good. No, thank you. I'll figure something out. And then he just keep pounding me, and so eventually I'm just like, you know what? Eat a mad one. Eat one. So
Shaylin,
good.
Shaylin looked like she was saying something.
no, I was laughing. I'm sorry.
Oh,
don't be sorry. This shit's funny.
okay. I have to check mic levels, so like anytime I see like the bar move, I'm like, okay, is she saying something? Are we talking over each other?
No, you're good. Y'all are good. I'm listening.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
but
well, you got a motorcycle, well, since the last time I've met you.
yeah, I got a good deal on a motorcycle. As well as I do. I've been wanting one for a minute, since
Oh yeah,
James came around,
yeah.
and always wanted one even before I met James. I've wanted a bike since I was 17. So when I was 17, I went to a Honda dealership and was going to buy a brand new, like I think at the time it was like a 2019. Like it was like it was like 2019. I wanted a Honda. Was it a like a 500cc RR? And I was like, so it's a little crotch rocket, nothing too crazy, but it'd get me around town. The down payment wouldn't be crazy. They checked my credit. They're like, "Yo, you're 17. You ain't got no credit." I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured. And they're like, "Well, that's not gonna work. You're gonna need a cosigner." Did some working around, and my sister said she'd co-sign for me, but here was the one rule she had. She wanted an extra set of keys to the bike, and I said, "Why?" She's like, "I said you're not riding the bike," and she's like, "Okay, well, what if I did?" And I said, "You're not riding the bike. There's no what if. You're just not." I said, "It's my bike. I don't care if you co-sign for it or not. It's my bike. If I'm the one making the payments and all that and putting the down payment on it, you're not to touch it. You don't need a spare set of keys." I said, "I will happily keep a set at the house. So if anything happens, you can have them. But also, like, if anything happens, I'm pretty sure the keys don't matter. What you want is power over my bike. You already hold power over me and my bike by being a cosigner. Like, I don't." And so that went back and forth for a minute. It ended up never getting the bike. Fast forward, here I am, 25. Saw this, I all my vehicles broke down. I have two trucks, 1984 Honda Goldwing that needs restoration, and a BMW. BMW needs some motor work. The part for it you can't find hardly at all, but when you can, it's like $900. Or sorry, the part's like $600 plus labor is comes close to like $1,000 to $1,200, and it's not something I can do myself. And it's saying something because I fixed most of my vehicles on my own, but it's because like you literally have to take open the whole motor and lock the camshafts in place. It's like this whole thing just to fix this one part. And so I'm like, or I could just have somebody weld it.
Now
But
I'd like to introduce the segment of motorbikes and mechanic issues.
yeah, pretty much. So without jumping down that rabbit hole, basically I have four vehicles that don't run, and I didn't have the money to fix them. My F-150 needed a whole motor swap, which I could find the motor for like $2,000, but it's a matter of like then you got the time to swap the motor and everything like that. So I was like, you know what, it's time. I can get a bike for cheap. Let's look around and see what I can find. Found a 2012 Suzuki Boulevard C50T Classic. It's a 805cc, nothing crazy, but it's got the white wall tires, spoked rims, tubes in the tire. Um, Beautiful
You know
bike. I
every
mean, it's
you know every motorcyclist just came.
a little bit. They're probably laughing because of the CC is a little low, but also like I didn't mean something crazy fast. This thing tops out like 100 miles an hour. I don't need anything that goes faster than that. I don't trust myself. I will do
I
something
don't
stupid.
trust you.
Nobody should trust me. I mean, when I learned how to ride on a 650 Ninja, my third day of riding, I was doing 130 and jumped the bike, like literally caught air, like 2 feet of air from jumping on this bridge that had a massive hump on it. So I literally jumped this bridge and got like 2 feet worth of air for probably about 10 yards. Landed the bike and said, "You know what? I probably need to get off this bike. I don't own this bike."
Oh,
So I have a question for you. What would you recommend somebody who is starting to learn? Like, would you recommend a Ninja 300? Because I know they don't have Q50s anymore.
No,
No?
I personally,
Uh-huh.
for any new riders, now I don't know this is kind of a biased opinion, but I don't recommend crotch rockets period for new riders. I say that if you're going to learn how to ride, you need to get a cruiser. or a cafe rider, because one, they're safer because they're bigger, people are more likely to see you, and you're a lot less tempted to just sit there and slam that throttle and see how fast you can go. And see, it isn't speed that kills, it's the sudden stops that do.
I agree.
So that's why I always laugh whenever I see people with signs on their cars and stuff like that and say speed kills. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's the sudden stops. But no, so like I think like depending on what you're into, is like, so like if you're into like you really 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 want to crotch rocket, I say that 500 is really like the lowest they sell anymore, and I think that 500 is a good one to start off on. Like 500, maybe 600, but once you break 700-800 on a like CCs on a motorcycle, especially crotch rockets, that's when you start getting into higher speeds. So crotch rockets are so lightweight that it does not take a lot to make those things glide down that road. But just as well, it doesn't take a lot for them to stop. So like my 800 can't keep up with a 600cc crotch rocker. It can't. They leave me in the dust every time. And so I don't mind it because like they have the get up and go. They have the top speed. But for the most part, I can kind of keep up. They won't get out of sight of me, basically. I can keep them in line of sight, but if they want to disappear, they can disappear on me. Bust a few turns, they're gone.
Yeah, I throw my 2 cents in.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I am not a motorcyclist. I do not know much about them. But learning, I always wanted to learn dirt bike. Because I worked at a Harley store probably right when I moved down here. And they have the little test bikes, but I think a dirt bike would be one where if you crash and mess up something, that's a little more replaceable and a little more not as deadly.
Well, so here's the thing about dirt bikes. So they're still deadly.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt. So before I got my bike, my buddy down the road had a I don't even know the CCs of it, but he had a dirt bike, and it'd do like 80. So I was coming down my street doing about 80 miles an hour, and I come up on a 90-degree turn, and I slowed down, and I was probably entering that turn at about coming up on that turn at about 20, 25 miles an hour. Now I'm more used to the brakes on a bike, like a cruiser, like what I have now, where you can ease into those brakes and slowly apply a lot of pressure, right? Just like cars and stuff like that. You can over time, like in the span of a few moments, slowly apply more pressure, and then actually like you could put a lot of pressure on that pedal without locking up those tires. Not the same on a dirt bike. There's not much play in that pedal at all. The second you start pressing in that thing and you're not on dirt, you can expect those tires to lock up on you. And that's exactly what happened to me. Is I went into that turn, those tires locked up, and I had to throw the bike because it went out from underneath me, and I had to just toss it. And that's actually what you're taught to do if you take courses and stuff like that. Is that if the bike goes to lay over, you throw yourself away from it, because the last thing you want to do is get your leg pinned underneath it. It will crush your leg. It will crush your foot. It'll hurt you a lot more than just sliding across that asphalt.
Well, yeah,
I'd rather get road burn than a couple broken ankles. You feel me?
I agree.
Yeah. Well, that's what they taught us at Harley, is even on the test bikes, because we had to learn how to ride, because we were taking them to like dealers, we were taking them to clients, like we were taking them places. We had to learn how to ride them, just because we take them back and forth from the backyard to the front. And those test bikes, like they feel like a dirt bike, and that's why I was saying they're probably a little more safer in my opinion. I don't know a whole lot on everything, but I hit an oil spot where the tires slid out from under, and you just push off.
Yeah.
No one told me that. I was like, nope, there's a fence. Nope.
Yeah. And it's crazy that is actually part of the natural instinct of the human body, is to just shove away from the thing that you feel like is going to weigh more than you. And it's the right thing to do. You don't want to get trapped under it, period. If a car rolls, you want to have your seatbelt on. Otherwise, you're going to end up outside of the car, and the car's going to end up on top of you. Not always, but you get the point. So same concept. You don't want to, there's no seatbelts on a bike for a reason. It's so you can throw yourself away from it.
Well,
So
Shaylin, what have you been up to? I know you told me what you did for a living, and I forgot already.
It's okay. So I'm actually a assistant property manager. So I actually help manage apartment complexes. I've been in that industry for about 9 years already, and I am so ready to leave it. I could tell you so many crazy things that I've experienced. Working in the industry, because I mean, I do everything from collections to evictions to negotiations to getting bids and getting vendors and making sure that we have parties for our residents. um but I'm trying to move out of that. I kind of want to go to the HOA, um and kind of work my magic there and kind of make things happen, because there's not really like a career in multifamily.
What I see, because my mom's a assistant property manager over here where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
But like I know I got in touch with you because of school, or well,
Yes.
someone recommended us, and we basically do the same line of work. Well, what we went to school for. But so you probably have stories that we could probably write about some crazy uh person.
tenants.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
tenants. Thank you. We could probably make a saga out of that.
Oh, we sure could. Let me tell you.
I
Yeah,
got
out of
one
the
for
9 years,
Colton's.
I feel like
there's
we
Colton's
a
could
we
make
lot.
a
gotta play.
crazy saga about my life, to be honest.
Let's do
This
it,
one
buddy.
time at
Please.
band camp, right? I'm just playing.
No, no.
I mean, you have some dark ones, Colton, though.
Oh God, don't get me started. I'll make you cry.
Those are usually the best ones, though.
The heart pulled ones, the heartfelt ones, where people really feel for you. Should we just get a donation plate for you, Colton?
I'm down. I mean, like, no, I don't. You know how I am. I don't like people's help. That's
I know.
I try to be a self-sufficient human being. It doesn't always work out though.
Oh, well, and Shaylin gets to hear this, and the fans that listen to the podcast will get to hear this. I finally got a new car, paid for it. It's in my name. It is mine.
Pardon my French, but fucking A, finally. Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, you've been driving that lemon box for God knows how long, homie. You went from a lemon to a lemoner. Like, Jesus, dude.
Like,
How did you trade up the lemonade for the lemon? Like, it doesn't.
oh,
So, what did you
wait,
get now?
I have a Mitsubishi 2016 and Mitsubishi Outlander.
Oh, nice.
Say Mitsubishi one more time. I swear.
Colton knows the
I
stories
know
of
it's
me
like
and my
saying
Eclipse.
Worcestershire sauce, but come on, bro. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Oh, this is why we don't have any friends, Colton. This is why we only have each other.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got friends. I got a friend other than you. One.
Oh,
I like a
your
small
girlfriend
circle.
doesn't count.
No, I'm not talking about my girl.
Oh,
We friends, but it's at a different level.
uh-huh.
I got Maurice.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shout out to my boy Reese 380. Man, I'm out there making some good music, man. Just a heads up, he's about to drop a new album, and I'm gonna tell you, this new album ain't got nothing on his old albums. This one's crazy.
You'll have to send me the link.
I mean, you'll find it on every listening platform out there. YouTube, Spotify, everything. So once he drops it, I'll let you know.
Okay. Shaylin, me and her in the film industry as well now. Officially, I'm a big boy. My company got a big boy title. I got the LLC now.
I'll see you finally in underwear, not in Pampers. I'm so proud of you.
Hey, I left the house with pants on today.
Oh God,
See, you forgot how messed up I can go.
this doesn't even scratch the surface of the iceberg, buddy.
Oh, I know. We can get worse.
Yeah, we can turn this into the Titanic and sink everybody to the bottom.
Please don't. We're on episode
sure?
7. Yes, I'm
I feel
sure.
like we're all going to hell anyways. It's fine.
You're not wrong. At this rate, you're not wrong.
Which reminds me, I need to get back to church. Oh, Lord help me.
I think you broke Shaylin.
I can see why y'all are friends. Y'all complement each other very well.
Oh, there's so
I
much.
know he's the yin to my yang. He makes myself happy.
Hey, you still got your beard, buddy?
No, I had to cut it off. So that was another thing is like once I left, because they were talking about $17 an hour, minimum 40 hours a week. And that was the biggest thing is that when I was working at Roadhouse, yeah, I was making 16 an hour. It's not horrible these days. It's not great, but I couldn't make the 40 plus hours I wanted a week. I made 40 hours a week for like 4 weeks in a row, and that was it. That was 4 months in of working there. And that was just long enough for me to get the bike, and then he put me back down. I was like, dude, seriously? And that was kind of whenever I'd already mentally checked out of there. So I went blind. And boy, let me tell you, when I failed the second interview because my knuckleheaded ass spent an hour shaving my beard because you know how meticulous I am about my beard.
Yes, I know.
And so I spent an hour shaving it off, internally crying throughout the whole process. And because it's the second time this year that I've shaved it all off. And I mean, the thing had gotten back to like nearly 6 inches long just to have to cut it down to like a size one. I was like, oh, whatever. Well, so I got down to the last moment before my virtual interview and totally forgot that I'm supposed to wear jeans and a button up or like a nice shirt or whatever, right? And out of like panic, because I knew my time was short, I had like 5 minutes to get on. I grabbed a pair of shorts and t-shirt and did the video call and failed the second interview solely just because I was wearing shorts and t-shirt.
Oh man.
So I made a few phone calls and I was trying to get pushed. But let's see a picture of you, bro. What would you sending me a picture of you? Let me look at this.
I'm sending you a picture just so you can see my beard. I was trying to copy you. I was trying to catch up.
Well, now you're ahead, so I'm proud of you.
Yeah, dude, that took this right here it's the fullest it's been in about 2 months.
Yeah. See now we both need to get back into the gym because that was like the biggest thing. Is like I'm in a I'm taking a course right now about accountability, and I won't lie, it's actually teaching me quite a lot. And I gotta go like every Tuesday to this thing, and I gotta drive all the way to Louisville. So you know how far Louisville is from me. It's
Oh yeah.
like a good like if you're lucky, it's 30 minutes. If you're unlucky and you hit a lot of traffic, it's like 45 minutes to an hour. So I've gotten lucky most of the time, and it's only been like 30, 40 minutes. But anyways, so it's a good class, and I actually found out something new from this guy. So he's a licensed counselor, and I think he's probably the most knowledgeable person about mental disabilities that I've ever met in my life. And that's saying something because I've seen God knows how many psychiatrists since I was 5. I mean, dude, when I was 5 years old, they threw the book at me. I'm talking, they diagnosed me with OCD, ADD, IDD, ADHD, bipolar, everything, even a disorder saying that I was like had a thing against women because like women authority. Like I was like, no, I just didn't like my mom. Like it's the difference. She isn't the same anymore. We get along great now, you know.
Are
Uh
y'all back to being good?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, it took a lot, uh, not just me, but also her. It took a lot of growth between the two of us. And I think once we had like that kind of like separative distance for a while, and I was allowed to grow in my faith and grow amongst myself and realize a lot of my own wrongs in the situation, that's when a lot changed. So like, don't get me wrong, like I wouldn't say she was necessarily innocent in any of it, but I definitely wasn't either. You know, we both made our mistakes, throughout my life, and that's just part of it. That's just part of people. We all make mistakes, and you can't expect perfection out of somebody. So, but growing to realize that her heart was in it the whole time, that's all that mattered to me. Yeah, after that, I was like willing to let go of everything. And, we had a talk, and I told her, I forgave you. Like, I forgive you for everything. And she did too. Like, ever since then, it's just been on a steady upwards path of positivity. And so now, like, she moved from Sherman out to Pilot Point, so she's a little closer now. We do talk a lot, actually. Like, I mean, probably almost every day of the week now. I mean, we get along great. You know, it's still like one of those things, just like anybody has with their family. If you spend too much time with your family in one setting after you're grown, it's just like y'all start butting heads a little bit because everybody gets annoyed, whatever. So like, earlier this year we went and floated the river. Brazos?
You were
We
close
went
to
to
me, I
Hillbilly
thought.
Haven. We went to Hillbilly Haven. So whichever river that's on. And we floated that thing for what they said was going to be 5 hours, turned into actually like closer to 6.5. Which leads into another story, but trying to not take up all of our time today. No, so at the end of that river trip, we were like at each other's throats, dude.
I remember
And
us talking.
this is the part you'll remember, is because on that trip, it was the day before I started working at Roadhouse. Or no, sorry.
Mhm.
No, it wasn't. I was already working. I went and there was a rope swing at the end of the river, right before the very end. And so I got off the float and I went over there and saw a guy doing it. And I was like, oh, whatever, screw it. I ain't never been on a rope swing. And the guy let me know, like, I mean, the water's a little shallow. And I'm like, that'll be fine. Told me how to land. Well, I landed straight up and down like a 2x4. And my ankle has yet to forgive me for it. And my girl's like, you need to go to the hospital. If it's still hurting you and we're been this far down, it's like, it's fine. The ankle was fucked up before.
No, I think that's just people like probably around our age where we're like, we can't afford the hospital. Like I'm still paying off a medical bill I did in January of last year.
I'll be honest, and I don't care. I put it on my my credit score. It'll go away in like 7 years. So like I don't really care. And in that time frame of 7 years, I could do plenty to counteract it. Like the last medical bill I had on my thing didn't even last the full 7 years. And it was off my credit score, I think in like close to a year or two. And I didn't pay on it whatsoever. And in the long run, it didn't matter because I was just like, I'm gonna keep paying my bills and watch my credit score rise as you guys don't get your money. Because if you didn't charge me $3,000 just to shake your hand, I would happily pay you. It's bullshit. Why do I gotta walk in there and you're gonna charge me like $2,000 just to say hello? Like, come on. Like, oh, hey, welcome in. I know COVID pandemic's going on. We got to check you for COVID. Oh, you got COVID? No, motherfucker, I got the flu. Check again. No, sir, you got check again. Well, we'll do the flu test. Oh, it's positive. So is the COVID test. All the COVID tests are positive. Guarantee you do 3 more, and the majority of them are going to be negative. And they're like, well, just to be on the safe side. I'm like, all right, cool. I went home, and then my boss was like, oh, you have COVID. You got to stay home for a week. And I was like, fuck.
Buddy, we duct taped a shovel together to make it work.
Did we?
Yes.
When did we do this?
Why?
Remember when y'all nearly killed me with that pipe and that hoodie?
Hey, you know what? That's on you, though.
Okay, but back to my point. We were digging the post holes for that, and the post hole digger we couldn't find. So me and you took 2 shovels and duct taped them together.
I don't feel like that was me. That was probably you and James.
I don't think it was because someone's like, "Oh, there's duct tape and shovels." I'm pretty sure it was you.
The best thing I remember from that whole ordeal was you getting choked out by a pipe.
Oh wait, what? I
Yeah,
didn't hear
so
that part.
this man is wearing a hoodie, right? And I remember it clearly. He's wearing a bright orange hoodie. It's cold out, and we were working for construction. And it was funny because I was actually his boss. Didn't last long. But anyways, moving
It did
forward.
not.
So we were building horse paddocks for this horse farm, right? Because they were supposed to make a deal with the local college where they were going to have their horses put out on their land. So we had to build these horse paddocks, which are basically just, if you don't know what a paddock is, it's basically just designated spaces, multiples of them that are just fenced in areas for horses. And they wanted to build it out of pipe. So our boss at the time decided, well, let's get these, what were they, like 30 feet pieces of pipe that are threaded on each end. And the top bars will thread them together. So the fun part is it takes 3 people to lift one pipe, one on each end and one in the middle. So knucklehead Gavin's at the back on the end that's got to be threaded on. And so you set them on the
I
post.
think I was in the middle.
No, you were in the back.
Was I in the back? I don't remember all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, because was it James or was it Kobe? I think it was Kobe.
It was me, you, and Kobe.
Yeah, and Kobe's at the front because he's in front of me. You were behind me, so I was in the middle.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
you were on the end that was being threaded on. I think.
No, I was on the
One
other
way or
end because
another.
y'all were trying. Yeah. Either way, keep going.
Anyways, you're on an end piece. And so mind you, he doesn't have his hood up. It's just dangling behind his neck. And you got to have this pipe up on your shoulder while we screw it in because it's sitting on these posts, which are also pipe that have been dug, like shoved. I don't know, what did we shove them, like 3 feet into the dirt?
Something like that.
Something like that. It was over 2 feet. I think it was like 3 or 4 feet as far as we could really get them because of the fact that it was the most rocky land we've ever dealt with, I've ever seen in Texas. But yeah, we had to use a whole bobcat to drive these things into the ground. Like, anyways, moving forward. So you can set them up on them. They got these little bevels in them where you set the top pipe in. And so we're setting this 30-foot section on and we're sitting there screwing it on. So one person has to sit there and twist it. The other two have to hold it. And Gavin's at one end and we're not paying attention. I'm just paying attention to him screwing it on, to this other guy screwing it on. And me and Kobe, neither one of us paying attention to Gavin in the back. And all of a sudden we hear, stop. And I look back and the hood of his hoodie has wound itself around the pipe like a full rotation and a half and was lifting him up nearly off the ground and choking him out as we continue to twist this pipe. So I have to yell at Kobe, stop, twist back the other way, twist the other way. And I had to let go of the pipe and run back. Kobe jumps back, grabs the pipe and keep it from falling. Otherwise, it would just crush Gavin. And so I went back there and I like start trying to untwist his hoodie. And I'm like screaming, twist the other way. And Gavin's just like, help me.
Like wheezing.
I about peed myself laughing. I'm trying not to die laughing while I'm trying to help save this man's life. Just the whole help me. Just stop. Poor guy was trying to yell stop, but all you hear was stop.
I was in mid sentence on the first one. I was like,
You can't hear noises behind me. I couldn't hear what was going on. I thought he was just messing around. And then all of a sudden I just hear stop.
oh man,
Oh God.
Yeah, that story's got to be animated. I need to find someone to animate that one.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Please do. Needless to say, if OSHA was on site, I think we all would have got a violation charge on that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we were more or less all rolling around in the dirt after that. Like, you could tell Gavin was mad, but he was happy. He was like laughing, but also like scared. He's like, I ain't touching the pipes again. I'm like, yeah, you are, buddy. But you just take the fucking hoodie off, dumbass.
I think I did after that too.
Yeah, you did. You were like, fuck it, it's cold, but I ain't dying.
Didn't Kobe get caught in it?
I don't think Kobe ever got caught in it now.
No, I think he got caught in the fence, like when we were trying to put it up to wire it
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
He got
One time
caught
he
in
got
that.
caught in the fence. Yeah, we were rolling out the fence. So like, after you put up all the pipe, right? So it's just basically the vertical pipe posts that stick out of the ground, and then the top bar, and then everything else after that is just like chicken wire fence. Basically, is what it is. It's just the smallest opening fence you can get your hands on, close to it, anyways. And so we're rolling this stuff out, and our other coworker Kobe, I don't remember like how we got caught in it, but like we're rolling it out, and before you know it, all we hear is like, stop, 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 stop. Look over, and this man's caught in the fence, and we're like, oh my God, not again. I think the coolest guy and the safest guy at the same time on that whole job site was the one welder that we had. And that was because like he was never around anybody else, always doing his own thing. And I'm pretty sure that man was always on something because he just was as quiet as can be, always jamming out to to his music and just he's the type. He's like a machine. You leave him alone, let him listen to his music, do his thing. He works hard all day long. Don't ever stop. Versus there's
Okay.
us.
Yeah. Dude, as many times as me and you just laughed and just cut up and did nothing.
Yeah.
But okay. So we'll have to cut that story short. Next time you come on, we'll let you finish it. But let's go to movies.
So they're releasing a movie, Okoye, to continue on the Black Panther series. I saw something about it on my buddy's Facebook the other day. He was showing me on his phone.
They're doing what?
So did you ever watch the Black Panther series?
Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're releasing a third one. I at least saw like a poster. It could be real, could be fake. I didn't really look at it much, but it looks legit from what I did see. And if you remember the general,
Mm-hmm.
Okoye, it looks like they're making a movie about her.
It's a TV series. It's a spinoff.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. It looked like a
Yeah.
movie poster, not a TV series. I didn't, like I said, I didn't look at it very closely.
Yeah, I'm barely like seeing it, so I
Yeah.
just looked it up. But
So what movies you got coming out? What you been working on?
We got the sauce commercial. We did a commercial that got posted on YouTube just yesterday actually.
Saul
It's
or
up and going.
Sauce?
Sauced. It's a wing bar.
Oh.
So it's a little local wing shop down here where I'm at, and that got posted. Our Happy Halloween episode got posted, but we are officially, like I said, we're still working on some of the investors. We are officially going to start filming the script I wrote in college. We're going to officially start filming that one in January.
Oh, you talking about the script that you wrote and were supposed to send me and never sent me?
Yes, it's that. It's the exact same one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I remember how frustrated you got during that script, and I thought, relax, you got this. Like you're already like 3/4 of the way. You're like, I don't know, I want to restart it. You're fine.
I didn't restart it, but I will. Oh, where? Oh, there it is. I will send it to you now. It's not done. I
Of
mean,
course
it's
not.
mostly done. It's mostly done. It's just not all done.
We got to talk about your commitment issues.
It's not that bad.
That's what they all say.
That exactly. That's called denial, my man. That's called denial. Don't worry,
Okay,
that's the
it's
first
that
step of the process.
Okay, it's that bad. I've had issues with it. There's just like parts of it where I feel like it didn't clean up the story, so I've gone back and like added stuff to it.
Revisions never hurt,
Yeah.
but not we're making you're talking about making revisions before making the end. You feel me?
No, no, no. I have an end. I had it all finished, but I was talking to the group before Shaylin joined with it, and there was just parts of it like they were like, well, this doesn't make sense, and then this doesn't really fit. So we went back and reworked it, but it kind of also changed our ending a little bit. So I'm having to I'm having to try and figure out how I get to the original ending, but still add everything else in it.
Well, let me put
If
it to
that
you
makes
this way. I dare you to ask Marvel how many endings they'd planned for the Infinity Stone series.
probably millions.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll figure it out. But uh and then I have another movie that we'll be filming in shortly, and it is a uh cancer awareness one.
Did y'all ever I feel like at one point you talked to me about going to a couple children's hospitals for Halloween. Did y'all end up doing that?
No, we did not. Not this year. We just had some issues and some people were out of town and school stuff, so we're pushing it off till next year.
Okay.
But
Well, next
yeah.
year I will be able to travel a lot easier. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I also gotta go
depending
to
on
New
what I'm
York.
doing work wise.
Yeah. This March or April coming up, I have to be in New York for a
Oh,
documentary.
what you doing up there? What's the
A
documentary about?
It's a company that just started up, and I threw out the idea, but it's like they host like music festivals, and it's for cancer. It's like for like medical stuff.
Nonprofit
Yeah,
races. Cool.
but Shaylin, movies, anything coming up that's interesting you?
The only thing that I got going for me right now is gonna be my actual first film. I actually decided to collaborate with two other students. It was three other students, but now it's two other students. One's in New York and one's in Washington. So it's been a real challenge. It's hard to like keep everything going and running smoothly when y'all can't like consistently meet up. We're doing films in, three different cities. Like it's
Not just three different cities, you're all in three different parts of the country. You in the middle at the
that's
bottom, the top left and the top right. Come on now.
yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? I have faith. There's a lot of potential for this film, and we will eventually meet up in person. I think so far we have a schedule for us to meet out in April out in Austin, so that should be fun and interesting how that's gonna all play out together. But I'm excited.
Well, good. Happy for you.
Yes.
No,
Thank you.
that is that's kind of the same boat we're in. Like we all have to like work like our 40-hour work weeks to pay our bills. So it
Mhm.
is hard for us to even schedule filming. So we all caved and just said we're just gonna start filming in January.
Yeah,
And then we
it's
also
it's
have
hard, but it's worth it.
oh yeah.
It's definitely worth it. I know you're out in Bernie. Do you ever come to like San Antonio? Like, I don't know, do you ever like go to bars? I know that might be like weird, but do you ever like go to bars or anything like that?
Yeah, we go out
Yeah.
to into San Antonio often.
Okay.
I go what?
Oh no, no, I'm sorry. You can finish. Sorry.
Um no, I'm not a big drinker anymore, so I don't go as often.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, my one of my good friends actually teaches dance lessons at Thirsty Horse. So I'm actually gonna get with her starting Sunday and we're actually gonna start doing the videos for her dance lessons that she's gonna be doing on Sundays now at Thirsty Horse. So that's another cool project I have on the side.
What's the place called?
Thirsty
Thirsty
Horse,
horse.
it's off
God
of
bless
That
him,
Northwest
dude.
Military.
dude, as many horse things that we have named down here, you gotta double check.
Listen,
'Cause
listen, Linda. Listen. That's all I'm saying.
don't you listen to me.
But
So when you
yeah.
gonna buy me a PC, homie?
Dude, I need one.
That's what I'm saying.
We all need one. Like I need one, my sound guy needs one, you need one, my editor needs one. I don't know if Shaylin has one, but she probably need one too.
Since we're talking about movies and do what?
The writer and actor strike kind of put a lot of stuff on like a standstill.
Mhm. Sure did.
What's this about an writer and actor strike? What's going on with that? This is new
What
info
that?
for me.
Oh, it's
Oh,
been for a minute.
it's finally done. Or I think the actor one is done, but I don't think the writer one's done. Maybe not the actors. But
Like
apparently they
actors
wanted
for you or Marvel?
everybody.
Yeah.
Uh, Hollywood was in a strike. Like the writers for movies were striking. All the actors were SAG actors were striking, and we brought it up in
Pardon
like
me,
one of
but
the.
why are these rich crybabies on strike?
I think because they wanted more money.
You're okay. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds still out here making commercials for his Mint Mobile, and the rest of them just being on some pushy shit.
Dude, did you see the new one with Grant Gustin?
Mm-mm.
Uh, I'll have to find that link and send it to you. But Ryan Reynolds and all he's because Grant Gustin plays the Flash. All
Mm-hmm.
he's doing, Ryan Reynolds, all he's doing is You could say it's pretty fast, huh? You could say it's almost like it'll come back in a flash. Like he's just, you know, dogging
Making
him.
puns. Yeah.
Yeah, just because he calls out Ezra Miller and Warner Brothers.
Oh yeah.
He called them out, and then like he got Grant to do a commercial with him, and like he goes, "You'll always be my Barry," and Grant Gustin goes, "You'll always be my Hal," calling him Green Lantern. I was like, that is worth it.
There's not much negative you can really say about my man Ryan. Man, he's exactly who you want him to be.
Oh yeah,
He doesn't, from what I've seen, he doesn't bring anything fake to the table, and that's respectable and honorable.
dude, I'm ready for Deadpool 3.
Oh God, yes.
Jalen, do you know what we're talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. I love
Okay, making
Deadpool.
sure. So in other words, I'm going to have to take crew to go see Deadpool 3. Got it.
Yes.
All right, Colton's just gonna tag along.
Yay! I'll
Let
be
me
a
know
third
when I'll be
wheel.
there.
Dude, it'll be. I might have to get Colton to come down here just to go see a movie. Do a
Bro,
podcast.
It'll
it's
be
worth
worth it.
We'd have to do a podcast episode right after and call it the review.
I mean, dude, I have a motorcycle. Don't threaten me with a good time. I will strap everything onto the back of that bike and drive the whole way down there.
I know you would. I know you would.
When is it getting released? Do we know?
It got pushed back. It got delayed.
All right. Well, that's good for me then, because I'll get my actual license back sometime mid to late December. Right now, I'm on an occupational, so I have to like track everything I do, and it has to be a necessity. So, like, granted, like if I want to go get breakfast, I could do that. I could just write down food, right? But like, or if I want to go, like, if I got to go help a family member, I could just write that down. But like, if my girlfriend wants me to pick her up so she can stay over for the weekend, she has to like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, but I get the suspension's over, on December 12th. So like sometime after that, I'll get the actual license back.
Before you know it, it'll be December 12th. We're already November.
Exactly. So I'm like,
hey, my birthday's December 10th.
Oh, you're a December baby? I am too.
I didn't ask, didn't care. I'm just playing.
Damn.
Colton,
I was
be
talking
nice.
to Gavin, not you. Trust me, I won't be mean to you. Just Gavin.
He will. Like, he got on a phone call with me and my girlfriend, and all he did was just pick on me. And he goes, "He's a really nice guy to her. Don't leave him."
Damn. Oh, wow.
But like, yeah, he just picked on me for a while. But good guy, good guy.
Hey, I mean well by it. All right.
I know. You do.
It's just how I operate. All right. That's how I get by.
I know. You're still my buddy.
I've told my mom my whole life I would be a stand-up comedian, but I'd rather sit down.
Yeah, there it is. I'd rather sit down.
Oh my god.
Hey, I know I'm cheesy. Velveeta, shout out to Velveeta for that cheesy.
That's some good cheese.
It is. Keep it flowing. Keep it flowing. I put that shit on everything.
I
gotta know it.
No, I don't want to know it. Wait till the podcast is over.
Ends with an A.
No. No.
Or if you really want to go crazy, ends with an ER.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't want to know.
What are y'all thinking about? I'm talking about gingers.
Hey, dude, I know I have red hair, but you don't have to call me out like that.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not my fault. You're looking like a fat leprechaun.
You just call me a
That's
fat
crazy.
leprechaun.
Man,
Did you call me?
Man said, "Where's my Lucky Charms?"
You didn't say that.
Oh. Oh. You know what you remind me of when you talk like that? Gary. Have you seen that video on YouTube with Gary?
No,
Gary.
I don't think so.
He's what is it? Like a fish monster or something like that.
Oh my God, yeah. Look at my man.
Ever had Bailey's in a boot?
It's old Greg. My name's old Greg. I got a man jar. You ever drink Bailey's from a boot? Oh God. You ever see that Sprite commercial where they're like in an ice cave and all that? It reminded me completely of that. It's like I could never take that commercial serious.
Of
Oh
course, you
God.
couldn't take it serious.
Well, when all you see is old Greg, what do you want me to do?
Okay. So, what movie would y'all want to get remade? Like, what would y'all want to be remade today? In any way y'all wanted, what would y'all choose?